Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and give you some new meal ideas. This week's video is pretty short and not like really in-depth recipes because my husband Andy was off, and when he's off I usually try to plan like quick and easy meals because we're always like out and about, whether it's shopping or playing Pokemon, hanging out at parks, whatever. So yeah, quick and easy meals is the theme this week. So let's go ahead and get into it. So usually I start these videos off on Friday, but Friday we had just had leftovers. So starting off on Saturday, we did some burgers on some sesame seed brioche buns from Aldi. And then I also made some fries, and these fries were a pain in the butt. I tried to cook them in the oven and they just would not crisp up. I should have done them in the air fryer probably, because I've made the same fries before in the air fryer, but I was making more this time because it was for all four of us, and they just were taking forever in the oven. I ended up like broiling them to get them a little bit crispy, and they still just were not great. Sunday night we had spaghetti, just regular old spaghetti with some marinara sauce, with some ground beef, topped it with some Parmesan cheese. Quick and easy family favorite. Monday night I made pizza grilled cheese, or like pizza paninis, because I did do these on my griddler and press them like a panini. So I'm starting off by buttering up both sides of some sourdough bread, and then to this bread I'm going to add some marinara sauce and then some cheese. The kids chose to do some cheddar cheese and some mozzarella, and then I did a bunch of pepperonis and then more cheese. And then I'm going to move over to the griddler and get these on there, butter side down and up, and then just like close it on them and press them and let them cook for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, they were nice and crispy and all the cheese was melted. So then I removed them. And then to go with these, I did salad for those of us that like salad, and these were delicious. We always love like pizza flavored things, whether it's grilled cheese or quesadillas or actually pizza. I don't think I'd ever made like pizza grilled cheese like this with the like panini press griddler thing, but they were delicious and would definitely make them again. Tuesday night I made a family favorite, which is green beans, sausage, and potatoes, and this time I did them in the crock pot. I had a bunch of potatoes, like fresh raw potatoes to use up, and so I diced those up and got those in the bottom of the crock pot. I also do this with canned potatoes, but typically when I use canned potatoes I do it on the stovetop because those don't need to be cooked as long. And then I added in 3 cans of green beans, one of which I drained, and then 1 pound of sliced smoked sausage. And then you can season this however you like. I did some garlic powder, some Badia complete, and then some chicken bouillon and some like Tony's Creole seasoning, just a little bit. And then I gave this a little bit of a stir, and then I'll top it with half a stick of butter and put a lid on this. And then I cooked it, I think, on high for 4 hours, but you could do low for 6 to 8. Then all you have to do is make sure that your potatoes are done and give it a good stir, and you can serve it up. I always like to serve this with like some kind of bread on the side because there's like a broth, and so I did biscuits this time. We do biscuits quite often, sometimes rolls, sometimes just some buttered bread, and Andy and I really like to top this with some hot sauce, and it is delicious. Wednesday, we ended up having like our eating schedule kind of off. We didn't have breakfast until 11, which is late for us. And so then we didn't eat lunch until like 4. So then everybody wasn't really hungry at the same time or hungry for much. I know Elijah had some cereal and I think a pear. And then this is Lily's food. She had like a Lunchables like nacho style thing, with some nacho cheese and salsa and little bite-sized brown tortilla chips, and then also some grapes. And I cannot remember what I had at all. I think I might have made a quesadilla this night. I cannot remember. Thursday night is a ravioli bake, or I think what some people call a lazy lasagna. And I just kind of winged it this night. I had looked at some recipes and then didn't follow any recipe exactly. I'm starting off by browning up some ground beef with seasonings. I did garlic powder, onion powder, some red pepper flakes, and I think I did some Italian seasoning, but I forgot to show that. And then I'm just going to cook that up until it's completely browned. Then in a small bowl, I am mixing together my cheese filling. I'm doing some cottage cheese. I think I did about a cup of cottage cheese and about a half a cup of sour cream. And then I'm seasoning that up with some garlic salt, Italian seasoning, and onion powder. And then I'm going to add in some freshly grated Parmesan cheese, probably about a half a cup to a cup. Just depends on how long you feel like shredding. You could also use the green kind in the shaky bottle. I've done that before for lasagna. It really doesn't matter. Use whatever cheese you want. And then I just mix that up really well and set it aside. Then once my meat was browned, I added in 1 jar of marinara sauce, and then I filled that jar probably about a third of the way with water, shook it really well to make sure I got out any remaining sauce, and then this just kind of thinned the sauce as well, and made it so that it would cover all of the frozen ravioli. Now I have a 9x13 pan here, and I am spraying it with some olive oil cooking spray, and then I'm going to put down a little bit of that meat sauce and make sure to spread it around and coat the entire bottom of the pan. Then I'm going to start laying down my ravioli. I had to make sure they were all facing the same way because it was bothering me. So you'll see me flip some of them around. Just one nice layer, and then we're going to take our cheese mixture and spread that over the top. And I am using cheese ravioli, so this is very cheesy. And then the rest of the ravioli goes on top, and then we're going to top it with the rest of the meat sauce and then some mozzarella cheese. And then I'm going to cover this with aluminum foil, and I didn't want my cheese to stick to the aluminum foil, so I like to stick toothpicks in the top to kind of keep the aluminum foil raised up off of it. And then I put this in the oven on 375 for 30 minutes. And after the 30 minutes, it came out, and I took the foil off and then put it back in the oven on 375 for another 30 minutes. This turned out so delicious and cheesy. And Andy was like, I kind of forgot I wasn't eating lasagna halfway through it. And then I realized, yeah, I'm eating ravioli, and it was so good. I looked at so many recipes for this online, and it wanted you to use double the amount of ravioli in the same size pan, and I honestly don't understand how that would have fit. I don't know how I would have fit an entire other bag of ravioli. So 1 bag of ravioli was plenty. I went ahead and bought 2 just in case, so I have another bag of ravioli in the freezer that I will probably use to make this again because it was delicious and pretty easy. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up and let me know down below if you plan on trying any of these recipes. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!